since I have
Okay.
now found my agenda.
We're recording,
Yay.
so y'all be good now, okay?
We'll
We'll
try.
be on state.
First 30 days in office. I've been going a whole lot of places and doing a whole lot of things, and I'd be happy to do more. If you need me anywhere, just let me know and I will do my utmost to be there. Tomorrow I'm going to be down almost to Springfield for a noon meeting, down in the morning and back in the evening. So
Looks like we've got 8 clubs scheduled to be there tomorrow, Carla.
that's good. About how many people do you have?
Well, we'll be lucky to make 20, but they keep coming in. I just had another reservation come in, so
Yeah,
I say
this-
come on in. The more the merrier.
Is this for Springfield South or for division or for Region 3?
Division 26.
Oh, Division 26, cool.
okay. So besides that, we need to talk about certified club coaches. When I went over everything that we have thus far, and did everyone get additional information that I sent either last night or this morning?
Yes.
We have few
Yes.
verticals. Okay, good.
Yes.
Anyhow, we have the certified club coaches showing. And I would sure be very grateful, and I think it's really important if you can give an hour and a half of your time that you do the updated club coach training. And I gave you 2 of the upcoming dates that we had. Those are dates that are set by Kiwanis International. We don't have the actual Zoom call information yet, but we should be getting that soon.
Carla,
And
I
then
have
Barb had said that she would also start one. Yes?
that link now, so I
Oh,
can
good.
send it out. But there's only one date that I know of, which is the 20th.
No, there's 2. There's the 20th. Where did it go?
The
18th.
18.
Thank you. Anyhow, it's on the stuff that I sent out today, because someone inquired, what about the 18th? And then they said, oh yeah, the 18th also.
Okay, good. So I think we want all the lieutenant governors to be trained plus one other person in your division. So we have 2 people in each division because we need them. We have a lot of clubs that are under 15. We have a lot of clubs that are under 10 actually. And so they need help. And if you are not able to do either the 18th or the 20th, please let me know and we'll get another date so that we can have 2 coaches in each division by the end of the year. Because
And that was one of the promises we made to everyone, was that we would find 2 people to be coaches in every single division. So 2 people minimum. So it would be real, if you see on the list that there's already 2 people and you think, oh, good, I don't have to do this, it would be really good if you did it. Because we
Right,
want 2 or more.
right, but and as lieutenant governor, that would be one of your roles, would be to help the coaches or to, provide them advice or actually coach yourself. And it's very rewarding. And it's also kind of scary for the clubs that are very small. They need somebody to be their cheerleader and to help them remember why I joined Kiwanis and why, and that's what we go out recruiting with, is this ability to make a difference in the world.
And I did send you the updated lieutenant governor list as well, because finally we have everything filled. Thank you, Albert Bradley.
Thank you,
Because
everybody. Yeah.
23 was our last division that we had no lieutenant governor, and so we really do appreciate you doing that. Okay, that being said, that's good for me right now. Just let me know if there's anything I can do in your individual divisions. and I will do my utmost to do so. One other thing that came out this week was information about Key Club adult staff. They are asking that if anyone cares about Key Club, would like to be on the adult staff, and particularly if they are adept at websites and everything, please contact Jim Fritz. And that went out on a blanket constant contact to absolutely every member. So if you could remember to also mention it when you are communicating with your clubs, I'd gratefully appreciate it. So Roy, membership contest, where do we sit?
Okay, well, we're 1 month into the contest as it follows the fiscal year this year, and Mary, am I able to share?
I will let you have that ability. Hang on one
Okay.
second.
Well, the first month's membership numbers are out from KI, and the district shows a plus 43, which is a good start. It's
There you have the ability, Roy.
okay, and the contest is divided. The clubs are divided into two groups. One is Group A. That's for clubs that have 30 members or more. And we actually have only 11 clubs right now who show a game.
Oh,
And they all happen to be in Missouri, so we're going to have to get our Arkansas clubs up a little bit. But there's what I've got from the KI report and the rankings.
and don't forget, as you add these members in November and December and on, that it's less money each month to add that. So October was the full $97 that went to KI and MOAR, but it is 11/12 of 97 in November, 10/12 or 5/6 in December, etc. Is there anybody that has not gotten the actual piece of paper that shows the amount due each month? And now, since Roy's sharing his screen, I can't see your hands. If you need a copy of that, would you send something in the chat box saying you'd like to have it, please?
Well, and that sheet gave what the KI amount is, but we still got to figure what the MOAR 11/12 will be. So that'll complicate things a little bit. Okay, moving on to Group B. This is clubs that are fewer than 30 members as of November 1st. And Lyndall, there's your Cave City in your division, 9 members, and suddenly jumped up to 13. So they're way ahead of everybody on a percentage basis. And so that's a small club that suddenly has come alive. And by the way, I noticed that Wright City, which won Group A last year, fell back to Group B this year. So they're starting out in 29, and they also are on this list. This is not all the small clubs that have shown a gain. There are about 20, but this is the top 15 right here. And I'll stop the share here. I will be doing a story, and I'll get that out so as to stir a little bit of interest in it and get some people thinking about it. But I need all the lieutenant governors to remind your clubs that we're giving away $15,000 in grants in this contest, and so everybody's got a chance. It goes by percentage. The top prize in each group is $3,000, and I'll include that in the news release as well. But we're off and running, and we started October 1st this year. It makes it a whole lot easier because you can just look at the KI report and see the percentage. I don't have to refigure for everybody. So that's where I am on the contest. I'll be glad to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Merrimack Valley had a member added in October that didn't make your list. We should be a group B somehow. We did pay our dues. I don't know how we didn't make your list.
What club is that, Paul?
Kiwanis Club of Merrimack Valley Community, K17754.
What division is that in?
9.
9.
They show a gain of 5.56 is the percentage. And that didn't quite make the top 20, the top 15.
Okay.
So you better get busy, Paul.
Anything else?
I just have a quick clarification question. Is it net gain or is it just overall increase?
Net gain.
Yeah, it's net gain, but on a percentage basis.
Right.
Right.
So if we lose 2 members, but we gain 2, we're at 0.
Correct.
That's right. That's right. It's the net gain over your number for October 1st.
Anybody else? While we're talking about that, also, I went through and was looking at all of the clubs, and I see that we still have quite a few clubs that have not reported their officers for 21-22. So if you can put that on your Lieutenant Governor list, even if your officers have not changed, please have the club secretary go in and show those officers as repeating for 2021 and 2022. Okay, Barb?
Yeah, do you want me to show how, does everybody know how the secretary does that? Or,
Yes.
okay, so that the secretary has to go to the secretary dashboard, has to, it will automatically be on 21, 22,
One,
and
correct.
go in and put the new officers in on the dashboard. So
And just so that you guys know, as of October the 1st, and I think most of you know this, as of October the 1st, if the new elected officers have not been entered, no one in that club was going to have access to the dashboard. So if you have a club that wants to get their club officers listed, you can email me and I will put them in for you, for them, because the secretary can't access the dashboard without that access.
I did not know that, Mary. So I'm glad.
You
to know.
didn't know that, really?
Yeah. If I can share screen, I can show you. Well, they can't get in. Are you saying that? If they're
Right. The new secretaries cannot get into, now the lieutenant governors could go into their clubs and enter that information if they wanted to. But if it's difficult for you, I am more than happy to enter that information. All I need to know, I just did it for Blake and for Melvin. All I need to know who's the secretary first and foremost, because if I can get the secretary in, they can put all the rest of the officers in. But if you give me all of the officers, I'm more than happy to go and put them all in because it's very easy.
Barry, I noticed when we do monthly reports now that they're only showing October and November for this year. I suppose that means that the new, Salesforce software is going to be online in December. You know anything about that?
Well, here's what I heard today. The new Salesforce software At this current moment, they're probably not going to roll out until June of next year. I personally think it's probably gonna, I'm really sarcastic on this. I really think it's gonna be even later than that, but that's where the plan is, because as we all know, and Bryce knows this too, is that you can't roll out a new software in the middle of the year. You really need to
Right.
wait and do it at the beginning of the year. So I really think what they're going to do is roll it out so that we can do it in club officer education and teach the new secretaries how to do it coming into 21, 22. No, 22, 23. I can't keep up.
Okay, Barb, do you want to get started on your portion?
Okay, yes, update on new growth and planning. Actually, today, Carla and I went out in Town and Country and met with the chamber, and we had a good session, and she gave us some names and indicated that the chamber would join. So that was good. Goodman, we're having a little stall there because the woman who is the gung-ho kingpin there, her father has Alzheimer's and he wandered away, and someone or some people beat him up and left him for dead. And so in the hospital, and she's trying to find a place for him to go after the hospital. And so she's very distracted and is not working on Goodman anymore, as you can understand.
Yeah.
So that's a little stall there. Bosnia and South County. Carla, you want to talk about that?
Well, we really needed to get some good contacts of folks that we might talk to and folks that might understand us, since we do not speak Bosnian. And from our club, we have Marilyn Allen, who is a former president of our club, and she works at Afton High School. And so she is aware of someone who can get us these contacts, but evidently he's a difficult person to tie down. And furthermore, Marilyn is working 1 to 2 days in the school and 3 to 4 days from home, and home is in Lake of the Ozarks instead of in St. Louis. So I think the real problem is she hasn't been there the days that he's been there to try to really grab him and get the information. So we're just sort of hanging loose there and not accomplishing anything until we can get some names and places to start. They did have a Bosnian chamber, but that closed on September 1st, right as we were looking at targeting them for a club. So we can't just walk into the chamber and hope that we can find some folks to talk to.
I have a friend of mine that works for the city of Maryland Heights that lives in South County and is a Bosnian. I can talk to him and see if he knows some names of people. He probably wouldn't be able to join because he works in Maryland Heights, but I thought he could be somebody I could pick his brain to see if he knows some people down there that might
That'd be
be
great.
contacts, if that
And
sounds
maybe-
good to you.
Yeah, and maybe he lives down there. And
He does live down there. I know
yes,
that.
maybe he would be. And I also forgot to mention that Mary's going to contact the Parks and Rec of Town and Country when she gets back.
Yes, that's my plan.
Carla, what happened to the guy that was at the Baptist church there in Acton? Matt, I think was his name.
Yeah, he really doesn't work with Bosnians normally, but I might try to get Matt and see if he doesn't know somebody. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Then going on to Springfield North, that was not these are the ones that we wanted to work on first quarter. So after you complete is that your next big thing, Les, was the division meeting?
Yeah, Division 26.
Yeah, so then we need to lay our plans for Springfield North.
And that's Marcia's Division 13.
Yeah. So Marcia will need to get together and make a plan for Springfield North.
Okay.
Then East End and Little Rock and Columbia, Golden Cay and Branson, we don't have plans yet. I wonder if we could do Springfield North and Branson at the same time and maybe write a grant and have a group come in and help us. Because those are semi-close together. Our,
Branson's in Division 18.
But
Well,
they
it-
are close, so it makes sense, Barb, if you're gonna have some people down here.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also then that'll be a training for anybody who wants to come. Like, I know I keep telling the story about Shane Strahl, but last year, 2 years ago, he came and we were opening Warrenton and Spanish Lake, and he came for one day, and he said he learned enough in that one day to go back and revitalize his club, which turned into Christian County. So I'm hoping that we can train some of our people here when we do Branson and Springfield North.
Okay.
Great. And Carla, I need to turn to you again for Columbia Golden Cay.
Well, and then we need to turn to David Mast. Dave, you need to turn your mic back off. You're off, back on, excuse me.
Okay. There's nothing that has happened there at all at this point. We still haven't got anywhere with that situation there, so I'll try again.
Okay. And once again, if you can come up with a date and I can get down there, I would be happy to go in with you. And we're not
Okay.
looking to strand you out there by yourself.
Okay.
And then I'm looking for anybody from the Little Rock East End area. I don't see anybody from Little Rock East End area. John's not on. John Goss isn't on. AC's not on. And I understand that Ed Alvarez is no longer in Kiwanis. Is that true? Does anybody know that?
That's what I heard too. So I don't know for sure. I can check the roster.
Okay, so we're going to have to regroup for that. But we really need, Little Rock has 4 clubs and a couple of them are pretty small. And Little Rock's a big population area that needs Kiwanis. So that's all I have on the new club growth. Ralph doesn't appear to be on.
No, I just texted him to see where he's at, if he's going to join us.
Okay. But he has a plan. His original plan was to work with all clubs under 20, and I don't think we have enough people yet to work on all clubs under 20. I advised him to work on clubs under 10 because they're very endangered at that. When you get down to 10, and if you lose 1 or 2 key people, then it's easy for the club to go south. And so we really need to work with our clubs under 10. And also that's kind of, in my observation, I don't have a scientific study, but when you get down around 8 or 10, that's when it's just really comfortable to be with those 8 or 10 people, and there isn't as much reaching out to get new members. So we need to really work with those people. And those are the clubs that Ralph has been really successful at. So, and he has a plan that is dependent upon having 2 coaches in every division. So that's why we need to get there. And Ralph has a plan that he's going to work.
I texted him and he just read. He said he
Okay.
received no notice. I thought he was on my list, so. I'll
Well,
send him the
it-
login if he can join us.
Right. In the meantime, all of you, if you would look in your divisions, if you have clubs under 10, would you pay them special attention? Go visit them. So many of the clubs under 10 are doing great service. Oh my gosh, they're doing so much service. And so, be their cheerleader about their service and try to help them see how they could use their service to recruit new members. And by the way, Mary, the 2 people joined Chillicothe. Did you see that?
I did. I'm so excited about that. Patsy's on, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Patsy just joined us, so she's in. Poor Elbert, just so you guys know, this poor man's been going in and out and in and out. Albert, are you okay over there? He's down there South Arkansas. I don't think they have internet down there.
I had to go to my cell phone. The laptop wasn't getting it. So I'm on my cell phone now. I got you again.
We're glad you're here, Albert.
Okay, so looks like until we get Ralph, we're going on to mid-year education days. And we have had these days already set out. But to repeat, they are the 19th of February in Bentonville Rogers, the 26th of February in Hot Springs, the 5th of March in Kansas City, and the 12th of March in St. Louis area. And Mary, we're about to start hunting for venues,
Yes.
is that correct?
Katie and I have talked, and we'll probably be setting something up in the next week or so to start putting together our committees in those areas. So if you're a lieutenant governor in any of those divisions, or a trustee, we're going to need your help, and we're going to need to have you guys help us put that all together. Now, in Springdale, we've probably had a number of people that have helped us, that have put together something a long time ago. We were never able to have it there, but I think that they will be a big help in putting the one in Bentonville Rogers together, and also the one in Hot Springs. We've got some great people down there. So I really think that in Kansas City, St. Louis, we've got a lot of clubs there. So we will be putting together a list and contacting you, and hopefully you will be able to assist us and maybe find a club to kind of host and start putting those together. Because the first one coming up is Springdale, Bentonville, or Bentonville Rogers. So we will need you guys, we will need your help in putting that together. So we will be sending that out anytime and start getting that together. So please be prepared. Think about where you would want to have it in your area, because the location is going to be a big determinant of what's going on. So we do need your help. Ralph, thanks for coming in, buddy. I'm sorry. I thought you were on the original email.
I'm trying to get in, tell you the truth.
Well, you're in now. We can see you.
Okay, good, because I can't see you. I
Oh.
must have hit the wrong button. You know, I'm good at that.
Well, just hit your video. Maybe the video something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I've done it before. I'll find it. Just
Okay.
thanks for giving me the update. I didn't realize that there was a meeting. I didn't know it.
I
didn't
am
have
so
anything.
sorry. It is all my fault.
That's all right.
Too much
problem.
going on in my life.
No problem. I'm here.
So the question is, do you want to share any or some of your plans with the lieutenant governors on the call?
Yeah, but give me a second or two to get video back. I've lost it. And then let me know what you have planned there. Okay, hang on. I've got to go back to the original and I'll be with you in just a minute. I know I'm with you, but I don't know where you are because I don't see you. Sorry about that.
So Mary,
quick-
on the mid-years education, does it matter which one we attend? Does it matter if our group splits up and one goes to Kansas City, one goes to St. Louis?
No,
I mean, is there-
it doesn't matter at all. We know that it's going to be, in Missouri, and in Arkansas too, you're going to have to choose which one's closest, which one you want to attend. It doesn't matter. One of our goals is always to keep them the same. So it's not like you go, oh, well, we didn't learn what they did in Bentonville. We got something totally different. No, we want to keep it as same as possible. So it doesn't matter which one you attend. And we are going to try to do it hybrid. So, because we know some people aren't going to be able to attend in person. So we want to make sure that they have that opportunity to join us.
So Marcia, come to St. Louis.
Yeah, March.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
We'll have
We
fun.
were thinking more Hot Springs if the horse racing's open. I don't know.
Okay, that's a good idea. Look at old Blake.
I don't know. We'll look at everyone's schedule, and I mean, I'm sure we'll want to stick together, but there may be some folks that can't come. And if they were able to split up, would we lose points because we don't have an inter club? I mean, I was just trying to look at all the logistics.
Good thinking. Well, you'll send 4 to everybody. Or 3.
Okay,
that's a
yeah,
good
sure.
We don't ask for much on this call.
No,
No.
not much.
Okay, I'm with you now. I can see you.
Okay.
Oh, good, Ralph.
We were talking earlier about, I sent the updated club coach list. We were talking about any of the lieutenant governors who have not taken the updated training this year. We need you to do that if you would, please. Because we have promised folks that we would have 2 people in their division to help them when they needed help. And now Ralph just walked away from me.
No, I'm listening. I just had the heater. It's freezing down here in Arkansas. I had to turn the heater down.
Anyhow, we have 12 of our, 26 lieutenant governors that already have had training. So we would love to have the other 14 get in and do that. And what are you looking at? What are you thinking, other than you need help to do that? And so we have 2 more training meetings in the month of November.
Well, what I was thinking about and what I proposed, if you're asking me, I think the lieutenant governors are the, as I've said many times, the boots on the ground. And I think they're good at performing their duties and getting in touch with the clubs and to create excitement for this new contest that is in the process for membership. And we're talking about, I believe you said there were 45 clubs that are under 15 members. And we're talking about that. And I suggested that the lieutenant governors work with the coaches in some way to organize a team that will go out and find, and they're not easy, that hard to find. We have them, we know who they are. Work with these clubs, get them to get involved in saving themselves, so to speak, because it's very important when you have 165 clubs and 40 to 50 of them are 15 or less. We have to build those clubs back. It's very important. It's something that I think that all of the lieutenant governors would agree on, but we need to do it, and the lieutenant governors need to be the ones that take charge and find this proper avenue to take and work with the entire Missouri Arkansas Council in order to reach these clubs and get these members back up to 15. I'm sitting on a good example out of 7 clubs. I've got quite a few of those. They're meeting again, but they're also under the 15. And we can lose them just like you can lose your clubs if we don't pay attention to them. I can't stress the importance of paying attention to these clubs that are under 15 or 15, if they're 17, if they're 18. I want to see that everyone, a coach, or I want to see the lieutenant governors take charge and help Mohawk rebuild what we're losing due to COVID and due to anything else you want to blame it on. You have any questions? I mean, I'd be glad to have to answer anything that you might have a question on.
Well, Ralph, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that not only do we have to get them built up, but we still have clubs out there that aren't meeting. And somehow or another, we need to get with them to find out why they're not meeting. Is there something that we can do to help them get together? We've got Zoom accounts for everybody. And I'm sorry, Blake, I'm still working on yours. I just haven't had time to set it up. But we've got to get out there and find out why they're not meeting and figure out a way to get them meeting again, because it's so easy to forget why we all joined Kiwanis in the first place. And if they're not meeting, they're missing that.
Well,
Oh,
we,
and many are not meeting because of the meeting places. There are fewer meeting places available
Right.
than there were
Right.
15 months ago.
But hopefully we can find a way that either Zoom or somebody invite people to their house. You know, somehow we've got to get people back together.
so part of the problem is probably, yes, they took off a year ago or 6 months ago for COVID. And the problem is very, very simple. It's hard to get them back to the lunch table. It's easy to say, no, let's don't start right now. We've become very complacent, and the lieutenant governor is the most important thing that we have in Mohawk. I'm not kidding you a bit in the world. I think the secretary is important. I think the governor is important. I think the governor-elect is important. But I can tell you right now, the most important people that can reach the clubs and generate excitement enough to get them to meet again is the lieutenant governors. There's no other person that can be out there, boots in the ground with these people and trying to help them get reorganized, get restarted. It's not a complex problem. The problem is if you don't do it, it's complex. If you sit back and say, they're not going to meet, I'm not going to do it. I refuse to take that as an answer, because I was just in contact with one of my clubs up here in Division 20 today. And for the first time in a long time, I got a response from the president, and I'm going to meet with her next week. The thing is, if you don't stay after them, Barb has a word for it. It's called a gadfly. We can call it what you want, but get yourself together as a lieutenant governor and become a gadfly.
Yeah.
Look that up in your Funkin' Wagnall. No, just Google it. Do
Google
that.
it. Funkin'
Google it.
Wagnall.
Funkin'
That is
Wagnall.
such an old term. You're
Oh,
dating
come on.
yourself now. Funkin' Wagnall.
I was just a baby and my mother read to me. I'm willing to help anybody that gives me a call. I'm willing to do whatever I can do. I have the power to go to you. And like I'm trying to do with some of these local clubs, I'm not giving up on the local ones. They may be meeting, but they're not meeting very regularly, and they're going to be just flipped upside down again. And lieutenant governors, I'm telling you, ladies, men, you are the one key factor that will save Mohawk from losing 500 more members next year. It's not going to be me. It's not Mary. It's not anyone except the lieutenant governors. You have to do it. All you need to do is have 6 people, new members in every club. That's all I'm asking. 6 new members in every club out of the ones that we have. And we have 1,000 new members in Kiwanis. That's it. And not only that, we have these other clubs that have not been meeting that we're not going to lose. But I'll tell you what, from experience, I've seen in Mohawk, if we let them go too long, the charter will get revoked and it'll be a new club build. I'm trying to convince the lieutenant governors, Mohawk's officers, that if we don't save the ones that are there, it's going to be harder to build new clubs. We built 2 clubs according to Barb last 2 years, and we've lost 700, 800 people in 2 years. And we can save 6 people. All I'm asking is get out there and get 6 new members per every club. And if you do that, that doesn't sound like much. It's very simple, but it's going to take some work.
Kiwanis has this program that they talked about today at my meeting, is that every club should invite 25 people throughout the year to come and visit your club, with the plan that they'll get 12 people to join the club. Because that's 50%. You know, not everybody joins the club, but if they come out to your club, the odds are greater that they're going to join. And so that's a new program that they're starting this year, or at least what they're talking about.
Well, the most important people, I go back, I'm gonna say it over and over and over again. The most important people in Mohawk are these lieutenant governors. You're the ones that you think your job is simple. Well, not right now. Your job is very complex. Your job is to get out there and talk to these clubs, find out which ones are not meeting. Go to the dashboard. The dashboard's easy. It'll tell you exactly who's meeting, who's not meeting, who's reporting, who's not reporting. And do what I do, start your file on and just say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to find this person here, find it. It's not complex. It's simple, but it does require a lieutenant governor to get out there and do it. And I urge you, I think some of the most important things that happen will happen because of the lieutenant governors, but not if you don't do something. 6 new members per club in your division. That's all I want. That's all I think is possible. And we can have 1,000 new members next year. See how simple that is?
Well, part of what you were saying, Ralph, let me bring up a point in Division 26, which tomorrow will be the first time in existence for Division 26 that I've had all 5 clubs together. And I have visited all 5 clubs. And when I offered outside help, 3 of them said, well, so long, we don't need your help. We're going to do it ourselves. And so that's a battle that we're fighting. But I was able to get all 5 clubs registered, plus Springfield Downtown, South Side, and Christian County are going to be there. So hopefully we can get the point across, and Carla will be there as well. But that's the main point we're trying to do, is just to get them to realize that, as Barbara said earlier, and I've said, each club is a diamond in their community or gold mine, whichever way you want to look at it. But yet get them to reach outside the city limits as far as what Kiwanis is concerned. And Neosho, they show 17 members, but now they're just down to 4. I'm not sure if they've re-registered or not, but meeting with them, Victor and I met with them a couple of weeks ago, and there's just 4 of them that are interested. And so that's another, that's 4 out of the 20 clubs in Region 3 that are in desperate shape.
I have one club here in Arkansas that I've contacted 5 of the members that they quit because of COVID. And believe it or not, I've gotten 0 phone calls back. I've left messages. You think, well, I'm just going to give up on them. And that's where we make a mistake. Les, you didn't give up on the clubs. You kept after them. You kept after them. You're a gadfly. Go ahead, Barb, tell him. You're a gadfly. You got to keep going. You got to keep.
But I have to disagree with the definition that Mary put in the.
That's what it said on the internet. I Googled it.
I know, but
Well, certainly that can't be wrong.
well,
It can't be. I believe everything on the internet.
so anyway, gadfly came from Socrates, and he was annoying, but he didn't provoke others into action by criticism, but by asking them questions. And that is the way I don't
Maybe
want.
I looked it up under the wrong search engine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I use Google, and I came up with a really good feeling after she told me that. And it'd been years since, well, at least 4 years since I was in high school, and I expect laughter right there. But I mean, truthfully speaking, thank you, Barb. But the thing is, you have to be a little bit of a gadfly, and I never thought of that before. But if there's anything I want you, all of you lieutenant governors to do is be a little bit of a gadfly. You know, just stay after them, and you don't have to be nice. The last thing you need to do is to push them. The worst thing you can do is push them. A new club president, you go in there and like she said, you ask questions. What can we do for you? What is your feeling about this? And I've never pushed any of them. It just wasn't necessary. If I was going to lose them, I would lose them. I knew that. But if I could just nicely go in there, and unlike the word I'd never heard before, I'd heard it before, but never knew what it was. But the gadfly, go in there and just go ahead and pick them. You know, you can help them if you do it nicely, and they'll come back. I've seen it happen, and it's not impossible. It's not easy, and it's not going to be just one phone call. Don't give them one phone call and say, whoa, 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 whoa. They didn't answer me. They didn't return my call. Trust me, I have had more non-return phone calls and emails since I took the position in March 1 than you can imagine. But I did do one thing, and I think I told some of you this. I used to couldn't get anything, a phone call or anything out of them in March. When I switched over in September and gave the job to Joe Pearson, the new lieutenant governor, I sent them an email out and I said that morning, I don't know what day it was, I said, tell me what's been happening in your club this year. Would you believe that by 5 o'clock, every one of the 7 clubs have responded to me? Why? Because they knew I was interested in them and I wanted to help. That's what I want the lieutenant governors to do. Show that you're interested in them, that you're there to help them, like Les did. Yeah, there's probably some people that Les and I made enemies with. But the thing is, we made friends with the right ones and the clubs are meeting again. It's not something that you have to be afraid of. Don't be afraid of rejection, because you're going to get a lot of it if you're a lieutenant governor. Accept it and find another avenue to talk to them. I'm telling you right now, you can have the most fun in your life doing something that people think is impossible. And you have to keep doing it. Getting them to meeting again is just one part of it. Getting them back up to 15 is the really rough part. And I refuse to let the ones that I've worked with, or even those that haven't returned my calls, I'll still be there for them. And that's what I want you lieutenant governors to do. Be
Well,
there
and it is all about the contact. I mean,
over and over.
we all like to feel like we're important to somebody, and if you get continuous positive contact, you're going to react to it and you're going to do better. We do need to move on. Did I send the district chair appointments to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
I got one, yeah.
so we do have all of those filled at this point, and we do have some folks on this call that are some of our new folks as chairs. One of them is Michael Bailey, and he has taken over the risk management section. Tiffany Ermeling has taken over the youth protection manager. Mary Sally has taken over leadership development coordinator. And what else is new? I started at the bottom, pardon me. Go back up to the top. Action Club, Jerry Martin has taken over.
Yay, Jerry.
Action Club, thank you so much. And see if I think that's all of our new ones.
Roger,
Well, Gary Baker is new as the head of Earl Collins Foundation, and Susan LaFond as Interclub.
Roger Jesperson is a new appointment, Children's Fund.
Kiwanis Children's Fund, Roger, yes, excuse me, thank you, Nancy. So, all of you newer folks, do you have anything that you would like to share with this group? Roger?
I would just say that you'll be getting phone calls in your local clubs about the Children's Fund, and And some of them will be, thank you for your gifts last year, and some of them will be saying, would you consider giving this amount next year? One of the things is they're trying to get clubs to give $1 a day, if that's possible, which is way more than we ask for a lot of the clubs. If the club is bigger than $1 a day, then the $10 per member is great. But there'll be a lot of telephone calls this year.
Good, thank you. Michael, did you have anything, since you haven't really been contacted and brought up to date? Probably not, but.
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna get together with Mary and Barb and see what I can do to help with the clubs that are under 15 members in St. Louis.
You're awesome, Michael Bailey.
Thank you, Barb. Love you.
Love you all.
And Nancy, did you have anything on the handoff of Kiwanis Children's Fund?
I don't have anything. We ended the year, I thought, really well. Because of everything that has happened and clubs not meeting and so on. We still had clubs, we still had divisions that did not donate to the Children's Fund. But we were up in the vicinity of, my brain's not working, but I'm going to say $35,000 collected.
Well, I
Of
think
course,
that's awesome.
Part of that will come back to the district eventually.
Good. And where else am I? Barbara, Tiffany. Oh, Jerry. Jerry, we don't have your speaker on. There we
I
go.
turned it on, thank you. Yes, well, I can tell you that I'm trying to get familiar with the clubs that we have in the district action clubs. We have on record 11 clubs. 2 of them are listed as inactive, and that's Central Little Rock and Springfield, Missouri. Those 2 on my register are inactive. Of the 9 active clubs left, there are only 2 of them have paid their dues for this year. So I'm working on trying to contact those clubs and just find out what the status is and if they're actually meeting and what we can do to help them get going again. I know a lot of them have not been meeting because of the pandemic, like a lot of our Kiwanis clubs. I know that our club here in Northwest Arkansas that I've been involved with has not been meeting for the last 6 months. And I think Dolores, who I took Dolores's place as the administrator for Action Club in the district, but Dolores is trying to get that club back up and going. We have about 30 members, and I know the club members are wanting to meet, and we're trying to get going again with the organization that where we meet and allow us to be back in there. But I'm really just trying to get my feet on the ground right now with the Action Club and see where we stand and what the possibilities are with maybe starting some new Action Clubs during this year. Hopefully, Carla, I'll have more to report next time because I'm just trying to find out where I stand with
No
these
problem.
existing clubs.
Thank you. And what about Bill Dooley and Don Leupold, who are our trustees? Anything that you wanted to share?
I'll go ahead. I'm also the Builders Club administrator, and we're still struggling with Builders Clubs actually meeting in some schools. Some schools are fully functional and they're doing quite well, but a lot of them are limiting their projects. So it's difficult. And also timing, our middle school kids, when they get off the bus, they're being temperature taken. So it takes a lot of time to get their temperatures taken. So their meeting times are scrunched in pretty tight. So a lot of them are struggling with that. And as far as trustees, we did have a good meeting with you, Carla, down at Branson. You didn't mention that. We did the work of the district. So I thought that was a good meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Don, anything?
I would agree with Bill. I think we had a real good meeting down in Branson, our board meeting. Also, I don't know how many of you know Jim Fritz, who is the Key Club chairman. Has had some health issues lately. We do have him, and I'm going to be joining the adult staff for Key Club. And we will be having a meeting in December, the first week of December, try and get things organized again. Key clubs are having a hard time, as Bill was saying, just being active in their schools. They're so restricted. I know our local club out here in Union, we can't get into the school to meet with the Key Club. And I know that's pretty common across the district. So we're working on it. We'll get there.
Appreciate it. Paul, how about you? Paul Eckler.
Well, as far as what the counselors is concerned, I reposted Barb's request for volunteers on Facebook, so hopefully we'll find a few.
Good. We thank you.
Did you have anything for the web to talk about, Paul?
No, I think things are working pretty smoothly. We still have some clubs that are starting to use the new KI Club web system. And I even got an inquiry from Canada about wanting to join. So I guess the word is getting around slowly.
Great. Okay, we are 1 minute to the end of the meeting. Anything anybody needs to share?
I may bring up one thing. I see Susan's not on the list, but she and I have been working on interclub rules, and we're getting close to having some. And I'm to the point that tomorrow at Marshfield, we're going to try what we put together. We'll see how they work as far as grading and all of that. But just an update that hopefully Susan will have that out very soon.
Yeah, we would hope to have that out before our next Lieutenant Governor meeting for sure.
Good.
Yeah, she had a dinner to go to tonight, so she couldn't join us.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, Ralph mentioned about the lieutenant governors going in to see what their clubs are doing. Do you all of you know how to do that? That you can go, the lieutenant governors can go in and see if the clubs have made reports, and you can read the reports. Everybody, good, great.
No, I hadn't gotten that information.
Neither have I.
I know before you used to be able to go in and see everything, but I hadn't gotten that information, as you know.
Well, as of October the 1st, all the lieutenant governors that are listed on the dashboard, which you all are listed, you can actually go into the dashboard by logging into Kiwanis Connects, which I'll send you all a link so you know exactly where you're going into.
Thank you.
And then all you do is log into that like you would log into Kiwanis, and then
But it's
They have-
actually a drop down if you
yes,
have access to a club or you have access to any of the,
right. And you'll get a drop down menu, and it'll have listed all of the things that you're involved with your club. And if you're an advisor for a Key Club or something, it'll list all of that. So you choose Missouri, Arkansas. And when you go into that, you will have access to the secretary or the dashboard. And then you can go into that and it will let you view whatever you need to view on your clubs.
Yeah, so it's important that you choose Missouri, Arkansas, so that you have access to all of that. That's what I was getting at.
And if you need any assistance, I was not able to help Bonnie the other day, but we're trying to set up a time that I can go in and help her. I walked her through Zoom on the phone the other day. I'm more than happy to help anybody that needs any help of getting into the dashboard. So just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate all your time. Have a wonderful evening and a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Thank you.
You
I'll
too.
see you guys all soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, everyone.